welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal.
Mandio.
And we are KAMMA back to talk about UFC Fight Night Nashville, also known as UFC on ESPN 70. It's going to be Derek Lewis versus Teixeira. Taliesin Teixeira is his full name. And I'm super excited. We had the week off there, and now we're back in it. Quick recap for the last event. Me and Andy O, despite there only being 11 fights, me and Andy O went a respectable 7-4. We both got 7 predictions right, 4 wrong. If you guys tailed me on the bets, the brother ticket hit Jacob Smith by knockout or submission, and Terrence McKinney by knockout or submission. Jacob Smith got his first submission ever. It's a good thing we picked the KO sub prop on that one. We also hit on a non-confident parlay of Jose Delgado and Joshua Van. We also hit on the Alexander Pantoja by sub or decision with Ilia Topuria. We hit on Jonata Denise by knockout or decision with Tracy Cortez by decision. And then our final one was we hit on Beneil Dariush over 1.5 rounds. So we did well on the betting, made a small profit. And now we're ready to get back into it for this week here. So we're going to talk about the prelims here. Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez is the first fight. Then we got Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. Kennedy Nizichukwu against Walter Walker. Lauren Murphy against Eduarda Mora. Jake Matthews against Chidi Nojakwani. And the main event of the prelims, Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. So UFC Nashville, man, I can't wait. Andy O for the first fight, man. Set us off who you got here between Fatima Klein and Melissa Martinez.
Yeah, so Fatima Klein, I always thought she was pretty good up until she faced the only girl she lost to, which was Jasmine Jazuda Vicious. I had Klein winning at the beginning until you made me switch my pick.
Yeah,
because I realized, I was like, what was I thinking here? But that doesn't take away from the fact that Fatima Klein is very good. I think just her grappling and her control down there and her takedowns and her ground and pound, I think she's going to smush out Melissa Martinez here. She's also very, very small, Melissa Martinez here. She's decent on the feet. She's scrappy, but I don't think her grappling, her takedown defense, or anything like that is going to stand up to Fatima Klein here. So I'm going to have to take the Archangel by finish.
Nice. I like that. We are in agreement, of course, for the first pick here, man, for sure. Fatima Klein, man, she's a 2-division champion. She was a 2-division champion in the CFFC promotion. She's a jiu-jitsu black belt with legit hands. She's got quick hands and punches with combinations. Like you mentioned, I picked her to lose against Jasmine Jasuda Vicious because I knew that she was coming in on short notice, and to face a really tough opponent like Jasmine, I didn't think she was going to get the win, even though everybody else thought she was going to get the win for some reason. Now, Jasmine Jasuda Vicious is very, very good, as we know, and Fatima lost by unanimous decision, but she did fight well in that fight. She fought hard. She didn't get finished by Jasmine, and she survived until the decision there. And then even coming after that loss, she came back and knocked out Victoria Dudakova with elbows from half guard. So she did very well on the ground, took down Victoria Dudakova and beat her up in that fight, in her last fight. Melissa Martinez, man, she's been representing Mexico internationally for many years, man. She's a kickboxer. She won a gold medal at the 2021 World Association of Kickboxing in Italy. She was recognized as the best female fighter in that tournament. She's won gold at the 2016 Pan American Kickboxing Championships, silver medal at the World Games in 2017. So she's really good at kickboxing, but that's all she has. She's got 0 ground game. She sucks on the ground. She's a fish out of water when she gets taken down. She has no submission skills or jiu-jitsu skills. And I could see Fatima Klein being able to take her down very easily. The fact that she's going to have a significant 4-inch height advantage. I think she's going to be bigger than Melissa Martinez. She'll be able to grab her and get her on the ground. And I can see her also getting a finish either by submission or TKO with ground and pound. So we're both in agreement with the first fight here with Fatima Klein by finish. All right, let's move on up to the next fight. We got Mitch Ramirez against Mike Davis. Now, for this one here, man, Mike Davis, man, beast boy here. This guy's known for an amazing fighting style, man. He blends boxing with wrestling. He's got a strong foundation in boxing. He trains in the peekaboo style, which is made famous by Mike Tyson. And he's very effective, whether the fight's on the feet or on the ground. He's got a background in wrestling, which he's got a really good grappling abilities. He's also known for his powerful strikes, relentless pressure. He's explosive with very good wrestling. His striking is sharp, it's fast, he's got fluid combinations, and the only thing is he lacks in his head movement sometimes, so he can sometimes get hit. But I still think Mike Davis is good in this fight here. Mitch Ramirez, this guy's more of a freestyle fighter. He's got, the guy's got a pretty good story there. He was once addicted to drugs. He spent 14 months in jail, whatever. His comeback was pretty cool, but this is a guy who's mostly a fighter who stays on his feet. He's decent, but his style is like a bit amateurish. He has a solid ground game. I just don't see him standing a chance against a beast like Mike Davis, man. In my opinion, anybody that's on the level of Mitch Ramirez will not beat a guy like Mike Davis. I see this fight starting on the feet with some exchanges. Eventually, Davis is going to take it to the ground, and then I think he wins by TKO. I'm going to go with TKO or a submission for Mike Davis here.
Yeah, Davis used to be, or still is, kind of known for his great striking and all of that, but his ground game is good too. His BJJ is getting better. He can sub guys. He subbed Natan Levy, which I found was a pretty good sub. And he lost to Faris Ziam the last time out. Was it Faris? He lost to Ziam the last time out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, his last fight against was Faris Ziam. Yeah.
Looking at that, this is quite a downgrade from Faris Ziam, I find. Mitch Ramirez, a lunch pail kind of guy. I think it's pretty likely that Mike Davis can finish this on the feet and won't have to start taking Ramirez down. But if he decides to, I don't think he'll have a problem doing that as well. Ramirez, he has good leg kicks, I find. Oddly enough, though, he got leg kick KO'd by Thiago Moises the last time, which is kind of funny. But other than that, yeah, I think they're just on other levels here, and it would be a pretty big upset if Ramirez won. So give me Mike Davis by knockout or sub.
Nice. We're both in agreement with the second fight of the prelims. Nice. Let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Kennedy Nzechukwu against Walter Walker.
Yeah.
What do you got here? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my turn. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah. That's what happens when we have a week off. We're a bit rusty with the turns here. Okay. So yeah, Kennedy Nzechukwu, man. I've always liked this guy. This is a mixed martial artist whose fighting style is like a blend of striking and grappling. But most of the focus is on his striking prowess there. He's improving in his strength and conditioning. He trains with coaches specializing in striking and jiu-jitsu, including Stephen Wright for striking and Rafael from Rio BJJ for jiu-jitsu. He's also known for his knockout power. He's been working on improving his strength and conditioning there, and he's got a really good takedown defense at 81%.
He's working on so much he gave up on trying to make a light heavyweight.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think he's better in this weight division here, heavyweight.
After you get beaten up by Jacoby and Ove St. Preux,
Yeah, but with heavyweight, he doesn't have to cut weight. He's got a very big range here. He's 6'5". The thing that's really amazing with the Nzechukwu is he's got a significant reach advantage here over Walter Walker. It's going to be a 5-inch reach advantage here for Nzechukwu. And the way he fights, he likes to fight on the outside. He likes to create space, stay on the outside, and strike from far, from a distance. I can see him piecing up Walter Walker on the feet. Walter Walker, he's primarily a grappler. Like he focuses on takedowns and using his size and weight on the ground. He does throw knees in the clinch. His striking is considered poor. He lacks technique, but he does excel at getting his opponents on the ground. But he's shown limited ability to chain wrestle or disguise his takedown attempts. Once on the ground, he does tend to rely on his weight and soft strikes rather than developing a strong ground and pound game. He tries to go for submissions. I mean, the guy got 2 heel hook submissions back to back. The first one was against Junior Taffa, and then the next one was against Dontel Mays, where he latched in that heel hook. So he's got a good heel hook submission. But I think Nizichukwu, man, he's too quick, he's too fast. He'll avoid the takedowns. Like I said, he's got an 81% takedown defense. I think he's going to stop the takedowns from Walter Walker, keep this fight standing, and piece him up on the feet, and eventually hurt him. I'm going to go with a knockout or decision win for Kennedy Nizichukwu. Not that confident in it. I would say, though, when we talk about the betting on Friday there, a little sprinkle on Walter Walker by KO sub might be interesting. But yeah, Kennedy Nizichukwu is the pick for me, knockout or decision.
Yeah, if Walter Walker applies his grappling and is determined to take this guy down, I think he's going to win the fight. I was going back and forth on this, and I was looking at the last time Nchukwu fought like a real grappler, especially a grappler with as good BJJ skills as Walter Walker here, and it's going back a long, long way. So that's what it basically comes down to. If Nchukwu can maintain his range and piece him apart from the outside and not go headhunting, he should be able to win this fight. But he has to stay on the feet. If Walter Walker doesn't mess around too much there, and as I said, is determined to get the fight to the ground, I think he's going to sub out Kennedy Nchukwu. So I'm going to lean slightly with Walter Walker here as the dog, but it's a slight lean. I just think... yeah, he's a real heavyweight, and Nchukwu is. I think Walter Walker has looked better his last couple fights, especially since he fought Breshki there. And I think Nchukwu has been fed like cans at heavyweight, including Breshki. So you can say, yeah, but Walter Walker lost to him. But really, I think that was a short notice fight, and Walter Walker, it was his first fight in the UFC, and I don't think he had it all together going into that fight, and he's looked better ever since then, that's for sure. He would beat Breshki now, without a doubt. So give me Walter Walker by sub.
Andy O coming with some MMA math there. Yeah, Lukasz Brzeski, Walter Walker lost by unanimous decision to Brzeski, and Nizichukwu knocked out Lukasz Brzeski. So
yeah, so that's why it's nonsense. So Walker wins this one.
Giving the MMA math, I'm going on the Kennedy side there, but there's not much confidence either for me on that one. But our first disagreement in the prelims here. Let's get to the next fight. We got the ladies going at it. The old bitch, Lauren Murphy.
The old bitch.
Versus
All right.
Eduarda Moura.
Yeah. So you know me. I was looking for a way to throw down on Lauren Murphy here, and no, not a sprinkle for a tiny amount of money in case she pulls off the upset. I was really looking for a way for her to win this one, but I just don't see it here. I think she's got to be just fighting like for a paycheck, a cross between fighting for a paycheck and fighting to prove how tough she is. That's kind of the impression I get. And looking back, I can't believe she fought after getting destroyed by Valentina Shevchenko a couple of fights back. She actually fought after that. I can't get it up now.
Yeah, she beat Misha Tate after that fight.
Yeah, she beat a washed-up Misha Tate, but...
And she lost to Jessica Andrade there after that.
Yeah, and I don't really remember those fights for some reasons, as I freshly remember Shevchenko crushing her. And I don't even understand how she ended up getting that fight with Shevchenko to begin with. But that's neither here nor there. I think the youth of Moura, and she's a pretty big girl, I think, right, Moura?
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be an inch taller than Murphy. And yeah, she is a pretty big girl. She's very muscular and pretty built,
Yeah, so I think she should stay away from the clinch because... those veteran elbows coming up, could be pretty cutting. But she lost to Denise Gomez, who's pretty good in a split decision there, and she beat Veronica Hardy her last time out. Veronica Hardy, fought a very bad fight, in my opinion. She just kept on bobbing and dancing on her feet, here and there, trying to do a little something. But she put her away with relative ease, Eduardo Moura. I don't know about this Ronda comparison, but she has subs too, and I don't know. I just think she's Murphy's too kind of over the hill. I'm sorry, so I'm gonna say Moura by decision or submission.
Yeah, man, I got to agree with you. Eduardo Moura, man, she's got a grappling heavy style.
Yeah, that's why she should go to the grappling, right? Just stay away from those nasty old elbows.
She's got finishing ability too. The most likely method is a submission or a dominant decision. Murphy's a big underdog in this one, man, but she's got, she has upset some top prospects before. She's extremely experienced. But the odds, they reflect that, she's got an uphill battle here, facing a tough opponent like Eduardo Moura here. And, Lauren Murphy, her fighting style is a bit of striking and wrestling. She's got a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whereas Eduardo's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Lauren Murphy has been able to win by knockout or submission sometimes. She's fought for the UFC title before, losing to Valentina Shevchenko, as you talked about. She does.
How did she get that title shot?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Probably like five girls were injured and suspended at the same time or something.
This fight basically represents a youth versus experience. We got a serious 10-inch age difference here.
Year. You said inch.
Sorry, a 10-inch,
10 inch.
a 10-year difference here between the two.
First show back.
And Mora, if she beats a veteran like Murphy, man, it's going to probably propel her into the flyweight division's top tier, and possibly set her up for a title eliminator. For Murphy, this is a chance for her to prove that she still got it. She's still a force at the high level. But Mora's aggressive grappling and her finishing instincts is going to be, I think, how she's going to win this. She's very resilient. She's savvy in the cage, and I expect Mora to push for takedowns and submissions early. I like Mora to win by submission or decision. I think her jiu-jitsu is just way better. She's got a better ground game. She's much younger, as we talked about, and fucking Lauren Murphy hasn't fought in 2 years and 5 months. That's ridiculous how long.
Does it even matter for her at this point, though?
It was Jessica Andrade, who's also kind of washed up and at the end of her, not doing as well as in her career as well. And she lost to her by unanimous decision, who was a much shorter girl and everything. So I could see Eduardo Moura getting the win here, man. So we're in agreement with Eduardo Moura to win by, I got submission or decision. You, NDO?
Yeah, submission. It's hard. It's hard to put Murphy away like that, but I'm still going to go with submission or decision.
All right, so we're in agreement with this.
She's never been sub though, Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. She's never been sub, but you never know.
That's it.
Especially with a good jiu-jitsu specialist like Moura here. All right, so we're in agreement. Let's move on up to the next fight here. This is going to be a really good fight, man. This one, I really am looking forward to this one. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang against Jake Matthews.
All right, man. Now this fight, I was on the fence in for the whole break, and I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to lean slightly with the Celtic kid on this one, man. I think he's a good dog to take on this one. I think there were signs of Chidi and Chagwani being on the sign of getting washed up. That didn't come out in his last fight. He looked pretty good in his last fight there. But I think with the style of that Jake Matthews has, the pressure, the well-rounded game, I think it's going to wear on Njokuani, and I think it's going to get Jake Matthews the decision here. I think he's going to be able to avoid the hardest shots of Njokuani, especially early on. Like those really powerful strikes that come quickly from really far away, you know what I mean? And I think he's going to crowd him up and just do a little more damage overall and get a decision or a knockout.
All right, I got to disagree with you, unfortunately, on this one, man.
Very close, though.
The reason I'm disagreeing here, we also got to talk about the he's going to have Chitty Bang Bang is going to have a 4-inch height advantage over Jake Matthews, and this is the crazy part here. He's going to have a 7-inch reach advantage over Jake Matthews. Now, Jake Matthews, this guy's primarily fights his fighting style is primarily his aggressive close quarters fighting style. He uses techniques from various disciplines such as boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's got a strong foundation in boxing where he uses his striking, but he's also got some good grappling skills.
Close quarters. That's
Yeah.
you said there. That's it. That's why he's going to win. Close quarters.
The thing is, he likes to fight in close quarters. But when the guy's got a 7-inch reach advantage, like Nijhakwani, he's going to be able to stay far from Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews is going to have to close the distance. But here's the thing: even though Jake Matthews has a very good Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Chitty Bang Bang has a 75% takedown defense, so he's very hard to get taken down. He's known for his Muay Thai striking background. He's got powerful kicks and punches, and he's known for his ability to land strikes with accuracy at the right moment. He also likes to throw a lot of knees. I can see Jake Matthews trying to get in close and getting hit with one of those knees. Nijhakwani, when he hits very hard. He's got a lot of knockouts.
I think he's going to be prepared for those knees.
And he also demonstrates the ability to adapt to the style of his opponent. So if Jake Matthews tries to grapple with him, he can grapple. Nijhakwani can also, he has a decent ground game. He's not a slouch down there. But the reach advantage, man, I think he's going to use that effectively against Jake Matthews. Stay on the feet, fend off those takedowns, keep his distance, and strike, and just land the more significant punches and strikes and hurt Jake Matthews here. So I'm going to go with Chitty Bang Bang to get the win here. I think he wins by a knockout or decision. He's been on a 3-fight winning streak, beating Rice McKee by split decision, beating Jared Gooden, and also just his last fight against Elizeu Zaleski. A lot of people thought Elizeu Zaleski was going to be able to beat Nijhakwani.
He looked washed up in that fight.
And Nijhakwani knocked him out with knees and elbows. It was an amazing knockout. So I think he's going to ride that high and keep it going in this one. But yeah, I do agree with you, Jake Matthews. He could be right now. I think the odds are. Is he a dog right now, Jake Matthews? I got to check.
He is, and don't forget, he grew up in the UFC. He's hitting his peak right now. He should be. And if he has any aspirations, it's time to turn on the Jets, baby. Starts with
Jake Matthews is a decent dog. We might try to figure him out. I'll have him in the dog list come Friday for our betting and shit. So yeah, but for now it's Chitty Nijhakwani is the pick for me by knockout or decision. How do you have Jake Matthews winning?
I got him winning by decision or knockout.
All right, so there you have it. We're now at the main event of the prelims. If you haven't already, guys, hit that like button and subscribe. We got a few more subscribers. We're happy about that. Let's try to get to 80 subscribers. And like the video, share it with your friends. Help promote the channel, man. Help us out. Now, this is the fight that I was going back and forth on here. Chris Curtis and Max Griffin. It's a tough one to call.
Back and forth? Really?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about this one. From a technical standpoint, man, there's not many guys that can outbox Chris Curtis. This guy's a very, very good boxer. But this isn't boxing, man. It's MMA, and Curtis has been doing this for a long time. He wrestles at times, but he doesn't do it enough. And he can hold his own in the grappling, but on the feet is where he wants to be. He always has his shoulders high, protecting his chin. He does a great job rolling with the punches. Usually he takes a few clean shots in a fight. He's got a very good jab. He's got a good 1-2, usually leading with an uppercut. He throws well to the body. I'd like to see him be more active. Sometimes it takes him a while. Like the way his style is, he fights for like 5 rounds. So in a 3-round fight, I'd like to see him like pick up the pace here. Max Griffin, though.
You mean he fights? You think you find he fights the way like in a 5-round fight where he's like pacing himself a lot more?
Exactly. He doesn't pick up the pace. He doesn't fight aggressive enough. I find. I think he needs to pick up the pace and fight a little faster.
Sometimes it almost seems like he has to get hit a little bit too to get going.
Exactly. Max Griffin, okay, this guy's a very good martial artist. He's got a diverse background in several martial arts. He's got black belts in Bok Fu, which is a blend of Kenpo, Taekwondo, and Kung Fu.
Ah,
And he's also a second degree black belt in kickboxing and a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His fighting style is basically a combination of those disciplines with a focus on technical striking, tactical approaches, and takedowns. So Max Griffin is pretty decent, but if you look here, the guy's got 20 wins, 11 losses. I mean, man, he's got like more than half of his losses as wins. You know
what we say around here when it comes to that kind of thing?
those losses come from somewhere, man.
Come from somewhere.
Now, Max Griffin lost his last fight. He did not look good against Michael Chiesa.
Horrible.
To submit him by rear naked choke. He beat Jeremiah Wells, but I thought that was a robbery. I thought Wells beat him there, and that was a split decision. He did lose to Michael Morales by unanimous decision, but he's very good. And he also beat Tim Means by split decision. Then he lost before that to Neil Magny by split decision. So the guy's winning by a fucking hair.
Yeah, when he wins, he scrapes by.
Barely wins in most of his fights. Chris Curtis, man, I think this is a bounce back for him. Losing a split decision to Brendan Allen and Robin Kopylov knocked him out with that crazy head kick. But these are way, way better fighters and higher level fighters than Max Griffin, man. Now he's got to step down in competition here against Max Griffin. Give me Chris Curtis, man, action man, to make a comeback here, win by knockout or decision.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty easy fight for me. I had Chris Curtis all the way here. Way better boxer, better on the feet here. I think Chris Curtis has been a hard luck kind of guy in the UFC. But he always shows up. He's a dog. He tries to win. I was very, very disappointed in how Max Griffin looked and finished off the fight there by getting finished against Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa pretty much broke this guy. Michael Chiesa breaking somebody like that. It was hard to watch, man. And yeah, he's splitting wins and losses. His wins are coming by split decision. And also with Max Griffin, I guess has a little to do with the age too. You know, he's looking great, but he's almost as old as Lauren Murphy here.
Yeah,
so, yeah. Not that Chris Curtis is like a spring chicken either, but I know we're predicting, and we're not almanacs here. We're predicting the future, but I gotta go with Chris Curtis, man. So give me Chris Curtis by knockout or decision.
So there you have it, folks. Me and NDO disagreeing on only 2 fights in the prelims. Let's see how we do in the main card coming up next. Peace out, KAMMA. Peace out, folks. KAMMA. Let's get it.